Hello students, in this video we are going to see the answer key of Prelims 1. The paper was already uploaded on my channel 2 days before. So this is the answer key for your paper Prelim 1. Okay, so let us start solving it fast. So the first question is complete the following chain. As we have three columns, that is A, B and C. So the answer for this is physical factors. So earthquake is a physical factor and even landslide comes under your physical factor. So this is the answer for first one, that is physical factor. Then next is climate. So climate are the types of equatorial climate, and in equatorial climate we find dense forest. Okay. Next we have Doggers Banks. So Doggers Banks is most probably famous for fishing activity and it belongs to northeast Atlantic. Okay. Next we have cooperative sector. So cooperative sector we have already studied in the secondary economic activity. So here we have group of people working together, and Amul is an example of cooperative sector. Last is population. So population has lots of skills and information technology is required in the case of skills. Okay. Next is first question B. So the answer for first one is India. So India stands for the second largest population in the world. Next we have dash economic factor is essential for the development of agriculture. So climate is the answer for this. Then we have out of these three, teaching is an quaternary type of occupation which comes under quaternary type. Next we have per capita income is an indicator for the development. Okay. Next, in the first stage of demographic transition theory, the birth rate as well as the death rate are almost equal. There is a stability which we find here. Okay, so it is first. Next is question number 1C. You have to identify the correct correlation. So for first one, here we have A, that is the assertion population of a region does not change. Okay, and reasoning is birth rate, death rate and migration affect the population of a region. So here only R, that is the reasoning statement, birth rate and death rate and migration affect the population of a region is a correct statement. Population of a region does not change. This is a false statement. Population always keeps on changing. So only R is the correct answer. Next we have the second one, assertion large size of population in the age group of 15 to 59 indicates large size of independent population. So this is true. We know that 15 to 59 is a working population. They don't depend on anyone. Hence it is called as independent population. And the number of children between 0 to 15 age group indicates high dependency ratio. So this is also true. 0 to 15 they cannot earn, so they are dependent, and it is clear that it increases the dependency ratio. So the answer is both A and R is correct. But the thing is what? R is not a correct explanation for statement A. Next we have assertion as public sector industries are owned by the state. Now public sector industries are owned by the government, by the state. So this statement is true. Then we have reasoning, marketing of goods in this sector is done through private agency. If it is a public sector, then private agencies are not going to do the marketing. The marketing is done by the government. So the second statement, the reasoning statement is false. So only A is the correct answer, is the correct answer for this. Next, assertion, international trade of mangoes air transport is used. So wherever you want to send mangoes for international trade, then we require air transportation. This is true. And mangoes are perishable goods. We all know that it lasts for few months. Okay, more than that it do not last. So it is a perishable good. So because of that, it should be delivered to the any type of place very quickly. So because of that, air transportation requires very less time. So it is preferred by air transportation in the case of international trade. So both A and R are correct, and R is an exact explanation of A is the correct option. Now we have last one. So here the assertion is skills of geographers have enriched the subject as newer branches of geography. So this statement is true. And skills acquired by a geographer enables to make an observations and describe various elements on the earth. So even the second statement is also true. So the right answer is both A and R are correct, and R is a correct explanation of A. Now let us come across the next part, that is question number 1D. Identify the other incorrect factors. Okay, so the first one is agro-based industries. Okay, now you just have to see, or you can also call it as find the odd man out. Okay, so agro-based industry, we all know that cotton, textile, sugarcane, food processing, these are all the agro-based industries. So incorrect factor is paper industry. Okay, next, important ports on Mumbai Tokyo sea route. So here we have options like Mumbai, Colombo, Perth and Tokyo. So incorrect factor is Perth. Next, industrial regions of USA. So you have options like New England, New York and Mid-Atlantic. So answer is England. Next, you have sparse populated region of the world. So the most sparsely populated region of the world. So you have options like snow-covered regions, hot desert, coastal regions, mountains, and now all these snow-covered areas, hot desert, mountains, hills, all of them have less population. The coastal areas are densely populated. So coastal area is incorrect statement. Next is suburbs of Mumbai. So Sion is an incorrect statement. Sion does not belong to a suburb of Mumbai. Next is give geographical reasons. Okay, now the first give reason is fruit processing industries are found in Konkan region. Now basically the places in the Konkan region like Ratnagiri, Sindhudurga, they are very much well known in the horticulture. Okay, so the production of mango, jackfruit, cashnuts, or Konkan, all these productions and these products are producing in a higher quantity. So all these are the perishable products, okay, and they act as a raw material for food processing industries, which are later on converted into different types of jellies, chocolates, okay, jams. So because of that, basically these types of materials, they are very bulky, they lose their weight, they are very perishable, they don't last for longer period of time. So because of that, these industries are placed in the region itself. Next is geographical diversity is responsible for the development of trade. Now basically because of diversity only the trade can be possible. Some region can have some surplus quantity of something and the other region can have deficiency of that quantity. So if one region is having that surplus quantity, can trade with that another region. So because of that, the geographical diversity is really responsible for the development of trade. Okay, so if you take into the consideration, there are so many changes in the geographical factors, like some region is very good, it has a fertility of soil, it has water bodies available. Okay, some region can have good natural oil or natural resources. So because of these diversities, the trade is possible. Next is Himalayan region is poorly developed. Now why Himalaya region is poorly developed? Because the physical factor, the relief, climate is very much unfavorable. Okay, so it has a steep slope, the transportation, the accessibility is not good. Okay, so because of that, the industries are not developed in such places. Even the agriculture is not possible because of snowfall and harsh climate, and hence the trade and development is not taken place in Himalaya region. So because of that, it is poorly developed. Next we have geography is dynamic in nature. Now we all know that geography is a physical phenomena. Okay, whether it is a physical or human, it has a statistics. Okay, and it cannot change over time. It always changes over time. It is not static, means it is not stable. Okay, in economics, geography, the study economic activities as well as the factors affecting their distribution also changes. So geographers are the people who study about geography. They study about the production, distribution and geographical factors. Okay. So all these things are studied by a geographer, and so many years they keep on studying to come to a conclusion on the basis of observation, as geography is a dynamic in nature. Next, lumbering is developed on large scale in Canada. Now Canada has a very dense coniferous forest. Now these coniferous forests have only one type of plant species is found in this forest. Basically, these types of trees are very soft, which can easily be cut down. Okay, so such type of softwood trees are very easy to carry, very easy to cut down, and they are very much durable. Hence, they are used for the furniture purpose, for making the paper, for pulp industries. So all such types of activities are done with the help of lumbering in the case of Canada. Next is rural-urban fringe have the characteristics of both urban and rural settlements. Now rural-urban fringe itself is an area which connects the urban area with the rural area. It is a transition zone, okay, where you can see the qualities of both, some mixed qualities of urban, mixed qualities of rural, okay. So because of that, it is medium developed and it is getting converted into residential area or industrial area based on the developments. Next we have distinguish between. So the first distinguish between is between land use and land cover. So we all know that land use is describing the use of land by the people, how the land is used, whether it is under recreational, under housing, under residential, under educational institute, okay, that is what is land use. And land cover means what? It is a physical factor, okay, whether it is covered by trees, whether it is covered by sand, rocks, or whether it is covered by water bodies. What is the exact cover of that land? So that is described by land cover. So example, in a city, people may use some land for housing and some for recreational and some for sports ground. Whereas in the case of land cover, the land may be covered by natural factors such as vegetation, river, snow covered, mountains, okay. So land use may change from place to place. We all know that if you observe surrounding you, the land use is done differently. You can see agriculture, you can see residential, you can see commercial. Okay, it changes from person to person, it changes from place to place according to the development. Whereas land cover is natural. Okay, it is not changed most probably. Land use cannot be studied by satellite and land cover can be viewed by the satellite. Next difference is lumbering and tropical rainforest and temperate forest. So tropical rainforest, it is a tropical evergreen forest and a temperate forest is a temperate coniferous forest. Now tropical rainforest is a mixed type of forest, whereas in temperate forest you can see only one type of tree in a whole forest. Okay, basically the wood is hard in the rainforest and the wood is soft in the temperate forest. In tropical rainforest you find hot and very harsh humid climate, whereas in the temperate forest the climate is cool, it is pleasant. In tropical rainforest, the surface movement is difficult, and in temperate forest, the surface movement is not difficult. In tropical rainforest, the mechanization is not possible for cutting down the trees, means the lumbering activity is not carried out. Whereas in temperate, the lumbering activity is carried out in large amount and mechanization is done. In tropical rainforest, there is no demand in local market because there is very low settlement. Okay, whereas in the temperate forest, as the wood is very soft, it has a very high demand in the local market. Next, we have the difference between primary activity and secondary activity. Now, primary activities are in activities like hunting, fishing, mining, agriculture. And secondary are totally dependent on industrialization, manufacturing sectors. In the case of primary activities, they produce the raw material, and in this case of secondary, their finished product is their final product. The products and goods of primary activity depends totally on the nature, whereas in the case of secondary, the production of goods in the secondary activity depends on the labors and the capital whichever is present. Okay, now the next is regarding functional regions and the formal regions. So functional regions are those regions which has a specific one area, whereas formal regions has open physical in nature. Okay, so this is the difference between functional and formal region. The next part will be uploaded in the next video along with the explanation. Keep watching these videos. Thank you for watching. Do subscribe the channel.